Welcome to Self-Improvement Sunday. Today's quote comes from Kevin Kruse, and he said, "Life is about making an impact, not about making an income." Couldn't agree more. Hi, my name is Christopher D'Armani, and I help authors go from blank page to finished first draft to published book with ease. And it's fun doing that. It really, really is. And today's quote from Kevin Kruse is so appropriate when we're thinking about how can we improve ourselves, how can we make a greater impact in the world, how can we do that selflessly and consistently. And so I got a couple of thoughts on this that I want to share today. So let's move those slides forward. Yay. So here's what life is truly all about. It's about connection with our family, with our friends, with the people that we care about most. It's about making an impact in their lives, a positive impact, if at all possible. It's also about service to others, whether that's our family, friends, the people we care about most, whether that's complete strangers. There are so many ways to be of service in this life that if we're not looking to do that in some fashion, we're far more concerned with the unholy trinity, the unholy trinity, as my pastor likes to call it, of me, myself, and I, than we are with helping those who are in need of assistance or are in need of some help. Just need a helping hand, and no matter who we are, at some level, we're able to provide that help for others, at some level, always. And it's, more than anything, it's probably about willingness to do that, to set aside our own personal desires, our personal needs, personal wants, and doing something positive for others. So life is about making the time, not finding, because you can't find the time for anything. You make the time for things that are important to you. So it's about making time for those really, really important moments where we can be of the most service to others, where we can connect with others on a more deeper level. And there are ways you can do this with a total stranger inside 60 seconds. It's really, really brilliant. It's really, really amazing. But we'll talk about that some other day. Point is, the legacy that we leave behind us is the evidence of how we lived our life. So whether that's a positive legacy, a negative legacy, somewhere in between, the people whose lives we've impacted for the better, that's a legacy that we leave behind. So when we care to make positive contributions to other people in this fashion, the beautiful thing is the money takes care of itself. We don't have to worry about that. So if you're, for example, working at a job you hate, and, quote, living for the weekend because that's the only time you have to do the things that are important to you, perhaps it's time to think about doing something different. Doing a job you love as opposed to something that's not fulfilling, that's not helping you advance the values you hold most dear. So I've got perhaps a challenging question for you this afternoon. When you're gone, when you leave this earth, how do you want your life to be remembered? It's a heavy question. Thinking of it in a slightly different version, how do you want people to remember you at your funeral? What do you want these people to be saying as they're remembering your life? And here's the real kicker. Who must you become today in order to make those words true of you on that day that eventually comes for all of us? Who must you become in order to make those words true of you today, right? So here's a simple exercise to help gain some clarity around all of this. Grab your trusty notebook and pen. I say that a lot, and for a good reason. When we write things down, we actually pay more attention to them. We connect with them on a deeper level. And what I want you to do is I want you to sit down and spend 2 minutes writing your own obituary. Write the words that someone else will say at your funeral. Describe that legacy you want to leave behind. Like, how do you want to impact the world between now and that eventual day? And then the real kicker, of course, is what changes must you make in your life today to turn that dream into a reality? Turn that vision into your reality. So here's a couple of do nots. Number one, do not just nod your head and move on to the next video. Take this seriously, please. Do not ignore this exercise. Doing this simple 2-minute exercise could change your life, change the direction of your life, turn it around completely, if you allow it, if you embrace the concept. The other thing I want you to really do is to feel your uncomfortableness, feel your discomfort if there is any, and, own it. This is you, this is your life today. Own that reality, because it's only in the owning of that reality that you can make the decision to change it, to make it different. And of course, do the work required. And in this case, the initial starting point, super simple. 2 minutes or less. Grab that pen and paper and go for it. And the question that I have for you is that if writing and publishing a book is part of that legacy that you want to leave behind, if you have a nonfiction transformational book that's on your heart to write, but you don't know how to get it started, then I highly encourage you to join me starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Unstuck, the free 5-day workshop for Christian nonfiction authors, where we're going to walk through the entire process of building your personalized, detailed roadmap for author success. Because what your roadmap will look like is going to be very different than someone else's. It'll be different than mine, because our lives are different. Our desires are different. But at its core, building this roadmap, the design of this roadmap follows some really simple principles, and that's what I'll be teaching starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. So I highly encourage you to go to christianauthorunstuck.com, sign up, and join me tomorrow morning. And even if 10 a.m. is not a time that's possible for you to show up live, the recordings will be available inside the private Facebook group and until this 5-day workshop is over. So you can always schedule a time later in the day to watch the video and do the success work that I ask of you. Because when you do that for those 5 consecutive days, you will come out of the end of this with a beautiful, detailed roadmap for success so that you know why this book is so important to you at one of the deepest levels possible. You'll know who you want to write this book for and why it's so important to reach these people with the message that only you have, that only you can share, that can help them solve this specific problem. You'll understand the when you need to write, when can you make the time to write, all those sorts of things. And of the many most important things, you will come away with a complete, detailed outline for your nonfiction book as well. Because we're going to run you through the entire process. It takes about 60 minutes of how to design a very detailed roadmap, an outline for your book. And once you have this complete detailed roadmap for success, writing your first draft will be blazingly fast because you've removed all the doubt out of the equation. You've made all the decisions already about the when, the where, the why, the how. You know all the answers to all those things. And all of that really frees you up to be able to write easily, quickly, and with great passion and wild abandon. And I can't speak for you, but I know when I'm writing a first draft of a book, I want to get that thing done as fast as I possibly can. Because the faster I can complete that first draft, the easier it is to keep the infernal editor out of the process. Because trying to edit while I'm writing is insane. Because all that does is block me from getting the things out on the page that need to get out onto the page. When that first draft is done, then we can play around with editing and fix all the stuff that's on the page that we think is broken. But none of that awesome work can happen until we have a completed first draft. And this 5-day workshop will get you the complete, detailed roadmap to enable to get that first draft done quickly and easily. So if writing a book is on your heart to do, then please join me tomorrow morning starting at 10 a.m. or just go to christianauthorunstuck.com and join, and then watch the replays if showing up at 10 a.m. in the morning is not feasible for you because of work commitments, family commitments, whatever. We all have busy lives. I totally get that, which is why the replays are always there. So anyways, with that, if you enjoyed today's video, if you enjoyed this exercise of envisioning what you want people to say at the end of your days and figuring out, well, what changes do I need to make in my life today in order to turn that vision into a reality, then I would encourage you to share this video with your family, with your friends, with the people you care about most. And if there was something that really struck you, please share it in the comments, because I love to hear the impact that these videos have on you in this moment. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I would also, of course, love for you to connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, all the social media accounts. And all of my social media accounts can be found by going to sleekbio.com/Christopher. There's links to every single social media account that I have and a couple other things that may or may not be of interest to you. And last but not least, of course, go to christopherdiarmani.net/giveaway and join this month's giveaway for a pro version of the Publish Press suite of WordPress components. This is the best, in my opinion, and I've tried a whole bunch of them, the best scheduling and content creation calendar suite of plugins that I've come across. So go to the giveaway link above on the screen there, sign up for that. There's more information there as well. But last but not least, on this Self-Improvement Sunday, remember that life isn't about earning a pile of cash. It's not about making lots of money. It's about making a positive impact in someone else's life. And that can be done as quickly, as simply, and as easily as expressing a little gratitude to someone in this moment. That's one of just a bazillion ways. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you, I hope, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific for Unstuck, and failing that at 3 o'clock tomorrow for another edition of the 2-Minute Author Challenge. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.